ID, we called for a supervisor.
This is stalking and harassment. What's funny is you don't remember me. Marquez retaliated against me. How could he forget me? Those shoulder shrugs, the little teeth sucking man, he's got tails. He's got a bad poker face.
So why are you bringing him into this? I'm talking to you.
Because I'm surprised he's not writing the ticket and retaliating against me right now.
Why would we retaliate against you?
Why wouldn't you? But he did.
He's not writing the ticket.
What's funny is he knew who I was before he carded me. How the fuck did you know who I was, motherfucker?
I'm going to warn you about your language, and if you keep it up, I'm going to write you for use of fighting words, Michael Raposo.
Fighting words?
That's right.
Fighting words? So you're going to retaliate against me via freedom of speech?
Nope.
I've never heard of that.
The prosecution's office at the municipal court that I'm going to write you that ticket if you keep up with the language. If it's offensive,
okay.
If you do it again, I'm going to write you.
So what offensive language are you referring to specifically? What nature of my language is offensive towards you?
I think you can figure that out.
No, I'm not guessing games like you do. You assume things way too much. You remember when you assumed who I was, who you thought I was, and you wrote me a citation without knowing who I was? But he knew who I was. Did you tell him I was coming to town, Mr. Steinman?
I don't keep track of you. I don't know who you are.
So how did he... Ask him how he knew who I was.
What's your last name?
Ask him how he knew who I was.
What is your last name?
You want to ask him how he knew who I was? Man, I don't give a fuck about you, man.
Not you.
You see where we're going?
You done with that
So I'm
citation
gonna tell
yet?
you to give us-
I don't have your name or any other information.
It's an obstruction ticket, okay?
This is obstruction right here. Obstruction on my everyday life.
Here's our work session.
Sir, why won't you give us your name? Because we're just going to.
Because you don't deserve my name. Your superior can get my name.
Okay,
Your
so
superiors...
that's why you're staying here.
No.
That's why you're not free to leave.
Homie, I don't care where the fuck I'm free to go because, quite frankly, I'm okay right here.
That's good.
I don't need to leave.
You wanted to leave.
Do you
I just wanted
remember
to leave
when
you
I told you you were free to leave? Do you remember that?
I don't.
You were stalking and harassing me, and you said I was free to leave, and I thought that was the funniest thing in the world because I was found there when you rolled up, and then I said, no, you're free to leave.
Really? I
Yeah,
don't remember.
absolutely.
Where was this at, sir?
You don't remember much, do you? The integrity that you have must be at a minimum because honestly, the behavior you exhibited in the past, it must be all too common that you cannot remember these instances of which I'm referring to.
Are you going to give us your name?
Your supervisor can get my name. I've already covered
Okay.
that. I'm not
So you're not
answering
gonna give
any
us a
more
name?
questions for you guys. I will answer any questions from a superior, period.
So you don't need to answer.
I
us,
don't
I'm gonna
answer
tell you.
questions from
You're
you.
not going to give us your name, and you don't have proof that your dog is vaccinated.
I said
with
I would
rabies.
give your
Okay.
superior my name.
where we're at right
you
now.
guys for the retaliation, I'm not interested in it. That's why I'm requesting the superior.
Okay.
Case dismissed. Add another one to the case. Case dismissed. Add another one to the case. Case dismissed. And guess what happens when you keep citing somebody and they're innocent? It's your first day still. I get it.
I have to ask, I don't assume gender.
Well, you should not learn from Marquez. He assumes way too much.
I'm not learning.
I'm going to prove this in a court of law. You can come to court and learn.
What I see. He's got a little bit of.
There's a special place on the back of tickets where you can mark attitudes so they can prejudge you in a court of law. And he actually crossed through the worst one and made it a new category, which is beautiful because he's not understanding that my attitude's not poor. No, it's impeccable because I'm on point. And I know you've retaliated against me a couple times. You want to tell the truth? You want to tell them how you retaliated against me a few times? You remember when you warned me and I complied and then you wrote me a charge? Or then when you encompassed me in a hammock, a criminal act, but you don't swarm the other party in violation. That's very singled out and retaliatory, is it not? What's with the smile, man? See, I went to the judge and I took out a temporary protection order on you and Burke. And you know what I couldn't get with all the evidence I have? A temporary protection order, even though after I encountered you guys follow me 3 times in one day and uncovered the surveillance.
Is he talking to you or me? 'Cause I don't.
That's the definition of stalking. But guess what? With every new occurrence, I can have every right to go down to the courthouse and process papers for free due to the nature of the crime that you're allegedly committing. So when you drive past me that night after I try to file the temporary protection order, and the first new instance of stalking is you screaming my full legal name out the window with your partner,
Okay, sir, what is your
do
name?
you think that's funny?
Sir, what is your name?
Why don't you ask this gentleman who fails to answer questions? I don't answer questions to cupcake officers who retaliate against me. I answer to superiors with balls, okay?
Will you tell me your name?
No.
You don't know me.
You're right, and I don't care to.
Superior with
This guy's trying. No, I appreciate it, man. You're
You have a female supervisor.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
supervisor. Maybe you missed that. And if I don't get one down here in the next 5 minutes, I'm going to call 911 and request a sense of urgency because I feel threatened.
We're under a threat. You know, we're asking you what your name is. All you have to do is give us your name because you're getting a ticket, but you're not giving us your name. So you could be out of here right now if you just gave us your name so we could fill out a ticket. But
I'm working with you, sir.
You're not.
Okay.
What's your name?
I requested your superior without.
Okay.
I have rights. Okay.
Yeah.
I have the right to wait for your superior, and I have every right to have you guys detain me for as long as it takes for your superior to come down here and properly identify me because I refuse the right to you gentlemen. Due to the nature of your retaliatory citations, I refuse to provide my ID to you guys.
Okay, that's fine. That's
Okay, then quit asking me because I'm tired of answering your
I'm
questions.
letting you know why you're sitting here still and why we're here.
I know, dude.
just
Do you
wanted to explain
understand
that to you.
I've sat on a place longer as a result of being detained for this very same alleged crime for a fucking hour and a half? They call animal control, man. And guess what was on the captain's desk? Information to acquit me of the alleged crime.
Okay.
That's right, with the head title, Stand Down.
That's why I asked you if
Okay.
you had proof of the rabies.
I don't need to show it to you.
Well, you do.
You suspected me of committing a crime.
I do.
Okay then. So carry on.
Okay, well-
Charge me as the criminal you suspect me to believe, and I'll go to court and I'll get this dismissed because that's the very nature of my demeanor.
Okay.
I'm not a criminal.
Okay.
And because I have rights, you have every right to charge me.
Okay.
And I have every right to acquit myself in a court of law.
That's right.
But after you keep charging me and the charges don't stick, I'm gonna sue the fuck out of your city.
Okay. That's up to the courts.
I'm only giving internal affairs so much. I told them that. I said I'm taking it to the courthouse. Courthouse wants me to work with internal affairs.
Sure, that's
Guess
fine.
what?
That's fine.
I'm gonna meet in the middle,
That has
in the
nothing to do
most
with you,
beautiful
sir.
of ways. Yes, it does. You're the police SWAT training officer. Apple doesn't fall far from the tree. You stalked and harassed me before in the past, and you can't recall. That's very interesting,
Here's
sir.
our supervisor, sir.
How are you doing today, ma'am?
So he won't tell us his name. We contacted him. He doesn't have proof of rabies. I asked him if his dog has been vaccinated for rabies because it's a law in Boulder.
And what did I tell you?
He says he doesn't live here. He doesn't need to have.
Nope,
rabies
that's not what I
vaccination.
told
Okay,
you,
what
sir.
me, sir.
I told him I educated this gentleman on the law. He suspected me of committing a crime, failure to have a rabies vaccination. The law states that my dog has to be vaccinated. It does not state I have to wear tags on my animal or carry around paperwork or even furnish it upon request. So, if he suspects me of committing a crime, he can write the citation. 3 years ago, I had to have a fax sent to the captain's desk with the attention on a header that said "Stand Down" because of the very same nature of these gentlemen.
Is that me? That wasn't me, right, sir?
This
I don't
gentleman
know
has
you.
stalked and harassed me before in the past. He's police SWAT training officer. With that being said, I just went to the courthouse and tried to take out a temporary protection order against him and his partner for stalking. Okay, I've uncovered surveillance. Subsection C of that definition says that that's stalking. Due to the nature of the judge, he believes that this officer's acting within color of guard. Now, what I have are trials coming up that are going to prove retaliatory citations. Due to the nature of this officer's patrol being with this gentleman right here, I feel very threatened as if I'm being retaliated against. Now, I will furnish my information to you, but these gentlemen can get off my back. I will be working with internal affairs, and I will be working with the court system in regards to some of these officers and their crimes against me.
Okay, perfect.
The law states, and I'm going to repeat this, the dog has to be vaccinated. It does not state that he has to wear tags or I have to carry around and furnish paperwork with every stop and go. And if you care to research this law, you can research it and find out I'm accurate in my allegations, okay?
Okay. So what is your name, sir?
Am I being arrested, charged, or detained?
You're being
Ticket,
charged,
yep.
yes.
Okay, so they are ticketing me for failure to, okay. So then what I'll do is, if it's cool with you, I'll reach in my pocket and grab my driver's license and furnish that to you.
Okay, perfect.
Sir, that's all we wanted in the first place.
I don't care
Okay.
what you wanted. I know who you are, and I know your behavior and demeanor.
Okay, let's.
I know you retaliate against people every day. And you know what? This gentleman learned from you. And I feel for these two guys I've never met before in my life, but I hope you take this into consideration. I'm not crazy. I'm animated. And I don't like being bothered. And when I have enough charges dropped, guess who's